Welcome to the At the podcast. I'm your host, Danielle McPherson.
And I'm your host, Lily Carr.
Our episodes are brought to you by Rose Hill Library, and today's guest is Cindy Bradford. Before we have her join us, make sure you follow Rocket Productions on Instagram and Facebook. If you have missed any episodes, you can find the Rocket Productions Network anywhere you listen to podcasts. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
We want to talk to you real quick, mostly about Hometown Christmas, which is when?
It is this weekend. It is on Saturday, begins around 9 o'clock in the morning and lasts until 2, and then we pick up again with the parade at 3.
Oh, okay. Oh, the parade. That one's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'll actually be in town for that this year. But, so we want to start off real quick with the Historical Society. So how long have you been with them?
I have been with the Historical Society since when it started in 2007. So what's that make it, 17 years now.
Do you know, sorry, keep
Go
going.
ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to ask, what exactly does the Historical Society do?
We kind of collect memorabilia about Rose Hill in particular, but we have a lot of things about Butler County and the state in itself. And then we want to display it and use it in teaching, and we loan things to your drama department and that kind of stuff too.
Why did you decide to join the Historical Society?
Actually, my dad was real involved in it. I'm a sixth generation Rose Hillian, and my dad and his sister kind of started the Historical Society, and he wanted me to come in and help, and I've been here ever since.
What are your guys' hours and days look like?
We are open on every second and fourth Saturday from 2 to 10, or from 10 to 2, sorry about that. And then we meet on the first Wednesday of every month at 7 o'clock. And then we are available for appointments for anyone that wants to come in.
What does your day-to-day look like there?
Well, when I go in, the first thing I usually have to do is a little bit of cleaning, knock down the spider webs and that kind of stuff. And then there's a lot of book work that has to be done. And after that, then I can start messing around with the displays and framing pictures and that kind of stuff.
So do you have like a specific job?
My job is kind of the curator. I'm the one that sets up any appointments, and when new items come in, I catalog them, and if they need to be repaired, I take care of that. And I am the vice president of the Historical Society.
Do you guys take volunteers, or are there specific people that work with you?
Actually, volunteerism is way down, so yeah, we're always needing volunteers.
Needing people.
I love when you have community service day. I usually get about 10 kids that come in and I put them to work.
Absolutely. And you guys are in the, what's the Rose Hill thing called? The business something?
Oh, the Chamber of Commerce?
That one, yeah.
Yes, we are. We are in there, and there's a little page in the Chamber of Commerce about us. We also have our own web page. It's at rosehillhistoricalsociety.com.
So when you're with the Chamber of Commerce, what does that look like for you, being part of that group?
It's great. They're real supportive if we ever need help filling out paperwork or that kind of stuff. And they help us get the word out and provide that page for us for free. So if someone is just looking up Rose Hill, it'll show the Historical Society there.
That's perfect. Well, we'll be right back to talk about Hometown Christmas with Cindy Bradford.
The Rose Hill Library started out as a community library at the school. Their hours are 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, and they're closed on Fridays and Sundays. They have nearly 10,000 items to check out, and all you need is a library card. They also have story time on Mondays at 10 a.m., and during the summer, they host summer reading programs. The library can also fax and scan documents to a flash drive and make copies for you. You can contact them at 316-776-3013.
Auto Body Connections have been in Rose Hill since 1989. Any mechanical or electrical problems you have, bring it on down to Auto Body Connections and see the team at 325 North Pawson Street in Rose Hill. And the phone number on that is 316-776-0222.
We're back with Cindy Bradford at the podcast. So talking a little bit about Hometown Christmas, what do you do specifically for that event?
Well, I'm on the committee, so I help plan the entire day. And then at the Historical Society, we have our own activities that we do. We have, of course, the ever popular s'mores, the fire pit, and you can make your own s'mores. We usually have high school kids that come in and do the singing for us, the caroling. And then we usually have one specific event that we're going to work on. And this year, because the trains have been such a pain, we are going to celebrate trains. So we'll have some model trains, and then we have the history of trains in Rose Hill that'll be listed in there. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. How many people do you have helping you on the committee?
We have, for Hometown Christmas, we have probably about 12 people, but we kind of rotate through. We can't always all be there. And so we have a good 10 that work real hard.
That's good.
Is there anything new you guys are doing this year?
Yes, this year they're going to have a passport. It's mainly for the kids. They pick up their passport, and if they get every block stamped on the passport, then their name goes in for a prize. And I wasn't there when they decided on what the prize is, but I'm sure it's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
What time is that starting, or like, is it just a throughout the day kind of thing?
It's kind of throughout the day, but it starts at the rec center at about 9 o'clock in the morning. They do have a jingle bell run that they do, and then there's a silent auction and Santa pictures. The high school recycle club, Green Club, has something that they do to recycle. The Girl Scouts are there to make Christmas, what are they called, gingerbread houses, and that kind of stuff. And then they close that down right around noon. We start about 10 at the Historical Society, and we have all of our various things going on. There's horse and carriage rides. There's a horse-drawn trolley this year. We had it last year, but we really didn't use it as a trolley, but we're going to do that this year. And then there's a petting zoo, and Santa moves down to the museum. So it'll be a busy day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And what about the different locations? So I know that there are a whole bunch of events going on at like the exact same time, but where all do you like?
Well, there's something going on at Pat's, at Parents as Teachers, and they usually have a quiet Santa is what they call it, that is for the kids that can't take all that ho-ho-hoing and everything. And that was very popular last year. And then, of course, at the rec center, there's a vendor's market in the middle school.
Multi-purpose room?
Yes, thank you. I couldn't remember what it was called. And then we, down at the museum, have something going on. Right across the street is the Wee Rockets, and they usually have some kind of activity, a make and take it type thing. There's a petting zoo at the 4-H building, and that's where Santa's going to be. And there'll be free cookies there too.
Is there anything you guys want to change or add in the upcoming years?
We used to have a trolley in the past, a real gas trolley, and it was really an old trolley. And they moved to Arkansas or Arizona, I can't remember, one of the A states. And so we lost that. So we would like to get that back if we could find a way to do that.
What do you think your biggest event is?
Probably, believe it or not, the vendor's market is probably the
vendor's
most popular. Everyone's scrambling to get Christmas gifts, and that's a good place to go.
I was going to say, definitely walking around town on Saturday. It's fun to see all the little things that you guys throw.
Yeah. Yes.
What takes like the longest to like set up out of everything?
Probably that vendor's market, or it could be the silent auction, because they have to, everything is donated, and we have ladies that have to go out and solicit all of those donations, and then they have to figure out how they're going to display it, and it takes hours to set up the display. So I'd say that'd be quite a bit of work too.
Okay. Last question. It's kind of a fun one. We get your little opinion on it, but what's your favorite part of Hometown Christmas?
I love the horse and carriage rides.
The horse and carriage.
That's what it brings. I'm the one who came up with the idea for Hometown Christmas, and that was what was in my mind most of all, was the horse-drawn carriage. So I'd say that's my favorite.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking
thank
to
you.
us.
Yeah, this was great.
Yeah. And thank you for watching That Little Podcast. If you missed any episodes, you can find them wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you follow Rocket Productions on Instagram and Facebook. I'm your host, Danielle McPherson.
And I'm your host, Lily Carr.